to...
You have a special coffee recipe that takes time. This is partly why Notion is so popular, because people don't do actually the hard work. Today, it's Gosia who will introduce our podcast.
Welcome to our podcast.
What is the name of our podcast,
Digital
Gosia?
Pragmatism.
Okay, what does it mean to be digitally pragmatic?
It means to use
technology to your advantage?
Yes.
Yeah, you want to make marketing efforts this year, so I would suggest that you think about what are we helping our listeners with. Today we're gonna talk about procrastination and specifically about sophisticated procrastination. But before I explain what is sophisticated procrastination, I wanted to ask you, do you procrastinate?
Yes, I procrastinate a lot.
Me too.
I don't believe you.
I am a better marketer than you are. How do you procrastinate?
Well, I noticed that I procrastinate when I'm afraid of something. When I have to do something that requires some activity outside of my comfort zone.
And what activities are outside of your comfort zone?
Like calling someone.
You don't like calling people, okay?
Well, I like calling people that I know, my friends. But when I have to call someone for a business,
okay,
then I procrastinate.
Okay, but why do you procrastinate? Because you are afraid of the outcome, or you are afraid that this person will not answer the phone?
I'm just scared. I don't know why.
Of what?
You are always asking me this, like on therapy.
Yeah, because I'm genuinely curious what you are afraid of.
I'm just afraid of talking with the person that I don't know. This is something that I would like to work on, because when I see, for example, our daughter, she...
No problem at all.
Yes, no problem at all. She's very open and, she's talking with
strangers.
Yes.
On the street.
And it's okay for her. And for me, it is a problem. So I procrastinate when I have to do something that it's new for me. When I have to call someone that I don't know. For example, even when I have to send some emails for my product.
Okay.
And this is something new for me.
But are you afraid of sending emails in the same way as you are afraid of calling someone?
No, of course, it's less.
It's easier to send an email.
to send an email.
So I am also procrastinating, but not like that. I am procrastinating things that are difficult for me, so that require a lot of work, maybe a lot of repetitive work, maybe a lot of work that is not guaranteeing me outcomes. But I was also, when I was younger, I was also afraid of a human contact, of calling people, or maybe even of talking to people face to face. I thought that sending a chat or an email is far better. And I actually started vlogging in 2016 to accommodate myself with talking to a camera, because it's really similar to talking to another person. And actually today I prefer talking on the phone with people than to sending emails. Emails are really frustrating for me, partly because also a lot of ghosting or not replying to emails go in parallel with sending emails. I send a lot of emails and rarely someone answers to my emails. Whereas if someone picks up the phone, I know that I will explain what I want from this person, and it's not a problem for me. So I'm not afraid. Maybe a little bit afraid if I call someone high profile and I am afraid that this person will not answer. That is why I asked you the question, because I am afraid that the contact will not occur.
Well, in my case, it's rather a question of self-confidence.
So maybe you should use affirmations, like wake up and say, I am a 20 plus years experienced MBA owner.
That's what I do when I
should not be afraid.
When I have to, or I want to call someone.
And you should also take a lot of place. Do like that,
So, yes. This I'm doing when I have some presentation.
It works.
It works.
Yeah.
when I want to call someone. So I'm repeating myself. I'm repeating some affirmations.
Okay, so affirmations work also.
Mm-hmm.
When you say you are procrastinating, you are actually not doing the call, you are not doing the job, or you are replacing it with something else?
I'm starting my day with a coffee. I will do a coffee, or I will prepare something to eat, or,
Okay.
No,
a lot of people start their day by brewing coffee. It's okay.
Yes, but I know that I know that I'm doing it to have a longer time, to get to my computer.
You have a special coffee recipe that takes time. So you don't replace, because I am replacing actually the hard work by something easier.
Mm-hmm.
So if I have to, I don't know, edit a video, for example, it's hard work. Sometimes I procrastinate by doing smaller things, like, fixing something in the house, or changing something in my computer, or making some order in my office. What is difficult for me is that it's not that something or someone is forcing me to do this hard work. It's myself, it's my goals, and actually I should just sit down and do it. And it doesn't help that it's my goal. It's still, hard work, then I procrastinate.
So what is helping? Like to have a list of to-dos?
Yeah, what is helping is not overplan the day.
Mm-hmm.
That is one thing. So I used to plan 14, 15 things to do each day, because I thought I'm highly organized, I can do it. And it's true, I can do it. But if I plan such a big number of tasks, I am very early overwhelmed. Usually, even I start the day, I look at the task list, I say, 15 things, come on. And I don't want to do it. Actually, if I plan 5, I maybe will do 7 or 8 in a day, more than I have planned. But actually, it is not overwhelming for me. Whereas if I plan 15, I'm done. There are days with high energy that I am capable of making 15 tasks without being overwhelmed, but it's rare. So this helps to not overplan. And another thing that helps, that is very difficult, is to plan the next day, the day before. Because usually at the end of the day, you have the perspective, what are you realistically able to achieve in a day? And in the morning, you are completely overly optimistic about that. At least I am. And so I try to plan the day before, and then what I do is I plan using my computer the day before, and next morning I take what I planned in my computer and I'm writing it on paper in my notepad. I'm not changing what I will do, but I am making estimations about the time that will be required to do those tasks, and actually I am repeating myself what I should be doing this day. I'm forcing myself to remember my day schedule, something like that. And it works, because if I do that, I am able to finish my day making pretty much what I have planned. But I have named this podcast episode Sophisticated Procrastination, because what we are right now talking about, it's normal, it's human. Every person on earth has done something like that. But what is happening recently, I think, it's that a lot of tools that are marketed to people are actually marketed as productivity applications, as productivity systems, and it's actually not helping with productivity, but those tools and those systems are procrastination enablers. Which tools do you think I'm talking about?
I don't know.
Notion!
Notion.
Do you remember Notion when we have used?
Not really.
Notion is actually an application in which you can do whatever you want. It's a database, but you can make a Kanban board, you can make task lists there, you can do pretty much whatever you want. And so you have to first imagine a dashboard, a system for you, then create it by using templates that they are giving you, of course, and then you have to use it. And there is, of course, limitations in Notion. And so when you hit those limitations, since you can do everything inside of Notion, you really struggle not to modifying constantly your system. And so you are modifying your template for invoices, and you are modifying your template for tasks, and you are choosing another way of approaching your tasks. It's never ending. And we have used Notion. You were not as invested in using Notion because you don't remember it, but I have made all those productivity systems and all those dashboards inside of Notion, and it literally took, I don't know, 30 hours to prepare and then hours in the week to maintain it. And I think that this is partly why Notion is so popular, because people don't do actually the hard work, but are modifying their productivity dashboards,
Mm-hmm.
And I'm seeing that there is a lot of applications that are based around that. I think that Rome Research, which is excellent for backlinking, for example, has a lot of functions that do exactly the same. You can do pretty much anything inside of Rome Research. You can have lines of code that automate some parts of your graph and that make connections between nodes. A lot of this is so specialized that I think that actually it can be a procrastination device instead of being a tool.
So this application is not for me, because
Why?
I like to have, to open the application and to have everything already prepared.
But you're talking about Rome or Notion?
Notion.
Ah,
But
okay,
I don't
Notion.
like,
You don't like...
the type of applications when I have to,
You have to imagine how you will use
Yes.
it. Okay. But right now we are using something that is simple or not simple for you.
Simple.
Cool. You can do sophisticated procrastination without having a productivity app. For example, you can do sophisticated procrastination by using some sophisticated notebook, for example, for planning your year. This is also something that last year I have pretty much very well researched. I have tested a lot of notebooks, a lot of calendars. A lot of them were just so that I don't do the work,
Mm-hmm.
But at least you can ask me any question related to notepads and I will be able to respond. Are you thinking, Gosia, that you are on a right track to not being a procrastinator?
No, I'm not.
How do you plan in 2023 to fight your procrastination?
Well, I will split my goals
into small pieces,
okay, but with exact numbers, like you said, so that I should contact 20 people per day, to send 50 emails per day. And I think that this is something that will help me to achieve my goals.
The danger of such an approach is that if you plan to send 100 emails in a day and you send 10, you will think that you are a failure.
No, I will not think about.
You will not. This is something I do. If I plan something and I don't achieve it, I usually blame myself.
Well, you should be more gentle with yourself.
I know.
For your mental health.
Oh yeah, I should. Running helps. If I run in the morning, I'm usually more gentle for myself. Okay, if you have some ideas how Gosia could work on her procrastination, leave a comment. Bye.
Bye.